Shit. Here we go again.
Welcome back, Yankees fans. It's your boy, Mike Santos on the mic, and you've tuned in to the Mike Santos Sport Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about three players that the Yankees need. We're going to discuss why I think the Yankees should get them and where they rank in the Yankees' current roster. Stay. Before we dive into the three players I think the Yankees need, let's talk a little bit about the players that the Yankees currently have. So let's look at the starting lineup, and I didn't put the lineup that Boone usually pencils in. Obviously, he changes them. Spencer Jones usually doesn't bat second, but whatever. I made this graphic quickly, and it is what it is. But the most important thing about this graphic are the numbers. You can see Trent Grisham, who usually does bat leadoff, is batting an anemic .213 with 11 home runs, 41 RBIs, and a 698 OPS. Now, if you know about OPS, from 700 to 750 is considered league average. It's a standard OPS, and Trent Grisham is just below that mark. So, a lot of people defend Trent Grisham. They think that Trent Grisham is actually a good player. I beg to differ, man. Trent Grisham is not a really good player. He's not a typical leadoff man at all. He doesn't hit the ball. I mean, 213 average. I don't care if you have 50 home runs. It's not good, man. A lot of people want to use advanced analytics to try to defend him, but like I said, even his OPS, which is pretty standard, is below average. So Trent Grisham Jr., not a good player. And we're gonna talk about Spencer Jones because I included him here, even though he's a rookie, one of our top 10 rookies or top 10 prospects in the Yankee system. Currently in the lineup because Cody Bellinger is injured. So his numbers pretty much they don't really count. So we're gonna skip him. His numbers are what they are. You can see them on the screen. And then we're gonna move on to our best hitter so far. Aaron Judge being injured, Ben Rice. And where would the Yankees be without Ben Rice? Ben Rice is batting .271 with 31 home runs, 73 RBIs, and an OPS of 935, which is very, very good in case you didn't know. So Ben Rice is one of the bright spots in the Yankees lineup. We have to thank all our stars. You have to thank you have to thank God that you have Ben Rice, because without Ben Rice, I think we can pretty safely say that the Yankees might be looking at the basement right now. So those are the first three we want to talk about, and Ben Rice obviously is the only standout. We're going to look at the next six hitters. The next six hitters we're going to talk about in this Yankees lineup, it's Paul Goldschmidt, and like I said before, they don't necessarily have to bat in this order. These are just the guys that are usually out there on the diamond. So Paul Goldschmidt, who's having a renaissance season, one of these guys has been a bright spot in the Yankees lineup. Wasn't really supposed to play as much as he has. He was supposed to be more of a bench piece, but with Giancarlo Stanton going down again, Paul Goldschmidt took over and is playing more than he was supposed to. So Paul Goldschmidt batting .258 with 60 home runs, 44 RBIs, and an OPS of 793, which is above average. So Paul Goldschmidt, he's one of those players we're happy about. Paul Goldschmidt is good. If we can make Paul Goldschmidt a bench piece, that'll be very good, because it means we have someone better than him in front of him. So Paul Goldschmidt, there's not much to say about him. I think we should be happy with the production we're getting from him at his age and at his point in his career. The next batter is second baseman Chaz Chisholm Jr., batting an abysmal .223 with 16 home runs, 45 RBIs, and an OPS of 706, which is right around that average mark. So Jazz Chisholm Jr., by all metrics, is but an average player. And if you hear him talk, he'll tell you he's the second coming of Otani, or Mike Trout, or Aaron Judge, or Babe Ruth, or somebody like that. But no, the numbers don't lie. 223 with an OPS of 706. He plays a good defense at second base. Very inconsistent player. One day he'll hit you a home run and steal 2 bags, and the next day he'll strike out 4 times. So just another low batting average guy that just you don't win with these type of guys in the playoffs. It's just as simple as that. But we'll move on to the left fielder, the young up and coming prospect, Jason Dominguez, one of my favorite players. He's still up and coming, still putting it together. The Yankees are giving him some good reps right now. He's making the best of it. Uh, Again, one of these players that doesn't have a lot of reps yet, so not a player that's supposed to be playing. He's just filling in for some injured folks. He's batting 233 with 6 home runs, 14 RBIs, and an OPS of 663 in limited duties. Again, has been playing a lot more lately, but hasn't really tallied the numbers as he's supposed to. I'm happy with Jason Dominguez. I think he's a stud. I think he's developing. I think he's going to become a really good player. I think a lot of fans have given up on him, but I haven't. I think he's a really good player, and if you stick him in there and give him enough reps, I think he's going to be a really, really good player. So right now, I'm not really upset at Jason Dominguez, so we'll move on from him. The next player is the shortstop, Anthony Volpe, former first-round pick for the New York Yankees. And the Yankees just won't give up on this kid. They keep throwing him out there. Even when Caballero was playing better than him, he came back from that injury and took over a shortstop. And the Yankees find any and every excuse to play this kid out there. And that's fine sometimes. I guess you want to give them all the chances in the world. Sometimes players are late bloomers, and it takes them a couple of reps. It takes them a while to get going. But I think the Yankees have given Anthony Volpe plenty of chances, and he's just not that player. So he's batting 250 with just 1 home run, 19 RBIs, and an OPS of 677, well below average. So another player in the Yankees lineup that is below average according to the numbers. And everybody knows that his defense at shortstop is really not that good, and I do not blame Volpe for that, because Volpe is just not a shortstop. Everybody knows that. He's a second baseman, but the Yankees refuse to play him at his position. They play him out of position, and that's not fair to Volpe. If Volpe was playing second base, I think he will have much value, because his defensive numbers will probably be much better as he will be playing in a more natural position. But hey, those are the Yankees for you. And then moving on, we have our catcher, Austin Wells, another former top prospect coming from the Yankees minor league system, who was supposed to be all that in a bag of chips. But man, he's just not that. So he's batting 159 with 7 home runs, 14 RBIs, and an OPS of, get this folks, 524. As you heard me correctly, 524. So yeah, I don't know which team this guy will be a starter other than the Yankees. The Yankees just continue to play him out there because he's good defensively, and well, I guess they have no choice, and that's why the Yankees are looking for some help at that catcher's position, because Austin Wells is just, well, he's horrible. And then rounding out the lineup is Ryan McMahon, the third baseman, who the Yankees traded for. I don't know for what reason, bringing on his abysmal offensive numbers along with a hefty price tag. So Ryan McMahon for the season is batting 210 with 9 home runs, 26 RBIs, and an OPS of 639. Another below average hitter by any metric you want to pull out. So yeah, this is the Yankee starting lineup. Obviously, it's missing Cody Bellinger, who's a good player, as well as Aaron Judge, who's probably the best hitter on earth, if not for Jordan Alvarez. And things will get a little bit better when Aaron Judge comes back. I am not counting on Giancarlo Stanton at all. Hopefully, in the future, I'm gonna make a video telling you guys who I think should take over at the DH position, and we should just move on from Giancarlo Stanton. So let's move on and reveal who I think are the three players the Yankees should get right now. Actually, before we do that, let's talk a little bit about the Yankees starting rotation and probably talk a little bit about the bullpen because, as you can tell by the thumbnail, hint hint, is a bullpen arm. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. Let's talk about the rotation first. As you can see, our number one, and again, this is in no particular order. This probably be different come the playoffs. But our number one ace, our number one is Cam Schittler, who has 10 wins and 6 losses. And obviously, wins and losses aren't a true indication of a player's effectiveness, but nonetheless, they do count. But he has a ERA of 2.04, which is absolutely great. And he has 165 Ks in just 136 and .2 innings. So yeah, Cam is our ace. He is the ace of the American League and is on his way to winning the Cy Young Award. We're very happy with Cam. And again, at number two, and like I said before, I just made these graphics, not necessarily in the order that they should be, but Ryan Weathers, who was traded to the Yankees, has 4 wins and 7 losses with an ERA of 4.25, 122 Ks and 108 innings. So another guy that has a very high K rate. I'm happy with Ryan Weathers. I know the wins and losses aren't very good. ERA is a little bit elevated, but the stuff is there. He already has exceeded his innings pitched for his career, so we have to wonder fatigue is setting in, and we have to watch out for that. But I think Ryan Weathers is definitely a very good pitcher to have in your rotation, either for the future or use him as a trade chip. And next we have another one of our top prospects who is now contributing, and that's Will Warren. 7 wins, 5 losses, 4.41 ERA, 102 Ks in 102 innings. The stuff is good for the young Will Warren. A couple of bad games here and there has his ERA elevated, but the stuff is there. He's a guy that's putting it together, and I'm happy about. I'm happy with Will Warren. Obviously, it could be better, but it's not that bad. And then we have Max Fried, who just came back from injury, and he's 4-3 with a 3.23 ERA, 61 Ks and 69 and 2-point innings. Like I said, he was down with an injury, missed a lot of time. He has come back with mixed results. But Max Fried is not somebody we were worried about. This is one of our playoff arms, and we're happy with Max Fried. And then next is the ace of aces, Garrett Cole, who also missed a lot of time with an injury. He has come back and has looked pretty good. And he's 4-5 with a 3.57 ERA, 73 Ks and 68 innings. Another strikeout artist in the rotation. Our rotation in the playoffs will probably be Cam Schittler, Max Fried, Garrett Cole, and an out injured Carlos Rodon if he can make it back healthy. And so the farm rotation is one of our bright spots in this roster. We're happy with the starting rotation. I'm not mad at Cashman for the starting rotation. I would think we need to trade for anybody. Of course, if you can add a schoolboy, hey, if you can do it, you can do it, then do it. I wouldn't be upset if the Yankees traded for schoolboy, even though I typically do not like to trade for rentals, especially when you give up a hefty package to get a rental, and then you lose the rental and you lose the young assets. So, but if they do it, it is what it is. I'll be happy. So let's take a look at the bullpen. So as you can see on the screen, the Yankees bullpen, anchored by David Bernhardt, who has 22 saves, an ERA 2.74, 53 Ks in 46 innings, and David Bernhardt had a little shaky early season, but has since put it together, and is one of the better bullpen arms in the game. Again, I still think that David will be better suited for a setup role. But statistically speaking, we can't be upset at what he's done with the Yankees in his first full season. And then we have Fernando Cruz, who pretty much the setup man right now for the Yankees. He has 17 holds, 2 saves, an ERA of 2.58, and 56 Ks and 45.1 innings. So you can argue and say that Fernando Cruz is having even a better season than Devin Bednar. But those are two very good arms, two strikeout artists atop of the bullpen. And there's nothing we can say about Cruz other than good things. Fernando Cruz is a very good arm for the Yankees bullpen. At number 3, we have our lefty out of the pen, Ben Hedrick, with 14 holds, an ERA of 1.33, 63 Ks in 54.1 innings. Hedrick has been one of our best arms coming out of the bullpen. A pleasant surprise. Very good pickup for the Yankees. Very happy with what Hedrick does out of the pen. And then we have Paul Blackburn. And this is one of those arms down, my man. I do not know what the Yankees are doing. Why is this guy still on the roster? But man, has he shut me up. He's turned it around with 2 holds, 1 save, an ERA of 2.15 with 44 Ks and 58 and 2-point innings. Paul has been a standout out of the pen. And yeah, I have to say I'm sorry to Cashman for that, because Blackburn is a very good pitcher for us. And then at number 5, we have Ryan Yarborough. This is one of those guys that, you can't really be mad at him, because he's just there to pick up some garbage innings if the game is out of reach and you need somebody to just take one for the team. Then yeah, that's gonna be Ryan Yarborough with 2 saves, a 4.60 ERA, 30 Ks in 43 innings. And then we have Tim Hale, another lefty out of the pen, with a funky delivery, 9 holds, 4.20 ERA, 19 Ks in 40.2 innings. And I didn't even add Camilo Doval here, very inconsistent. One of those guys that we want to replace. But as you can see, the Yankees bullpen is not absolutely horrible, but it could use some help. It could use some more electrifying stuff. It could use some more lockdown. It could use more strikeouts. And like I said, if you add a certain player that I'm going to name later, and you slide all these guys down, the Yankees bullpen will be like the starting rotation. It will be championship. Now let's take a look at the 3 players that I believe the Yankees should definitely get. I don't think it's a luxury. I think it's an absolute necessity for the Yankees to get these 3 players. The first one is Luis Arraez from the San Francisco Giants. The San Francisco Giants have been very clear about their intention to be sellers at the trade deadline. And to me, Luis Arraez is the absolute stud from that system, from that team. I don't understand why the Yankees are hesitant and they're saying that they don't see how he fits in the lineup. The way he fits in the lineup is by shipping Jazz Chisholm somewhere to another galaxy and giving second base as well as an extension to Luis Arraez. Luis Arraez is batting .331, which is number 1 in baseball, with 4 home runs, and that's the knock on him, not by me, but other people, that he doesn't have power. But folks, not everybody's a home run hitter. This guy's batting .331, which will be instantly number 1 in pretty much all teams. He has 43 RBIs with an OPS of 817, which is higher than pretty much everybody in the Yankees lineup except Ben Rice. So as you can see, some more of his rankings, if he were to be added to the Yankees lineup, he will instantly be number 1 in batting average and top 3 in walk rate. And the guy just doesn't strike out. He walks and he doesn't strike out, which is what the Yankees currently need, which is what you need in the playoffs. In the playoffs, contact is key. And the Yankees know that. They had the blueprint, the 1990s, mid-1990s, early 2000s team where teams of consisting of players that just put the ball in play. They weren't all home runs or nothing type of players. So Luis Arraez to me is an absolute getter. You have to go get this guy. It's not a luxury. You need this guy. He'll be your number 1 leadoff hitter, or true leadoff hitter. Will anchor that lineup. So let's go and get Luis Arraez. And the next hitter that I think the Yankees should absolutely get. He has been tied to the Yankees almost all season long, and it appears that the Yankees are absolutely in, and that is the catcher for the Minnesota Twins, Ryan Jeffers. Just like Luis Arraez, he is a rental, but just like Luis Arraez, I will absolutely extend an offer to extend Ryan Jeffers. Of course, he will not accept that because I believe he's a Scott Boras kind, and then usually don't sign any extensions. So, but let's add this guy to help our championship aspirations. He's batting 294 with 9 home runs, 35 RBIs, and a OPS of 928. So another very good hitter to add to our lineup. Obviously, he missed some time due to injury, but nonetheless, you could see where he will rank if he was to join this Yankees lineup. He's a very, very good hitter, and it's just miles and miles, miles ahead of what we currently have. So Ryan Jeffers is an absolute must-have for the New York Yankees, unless they're trying to go get Hunter Goodman, but that's going to take a whole lot of prospects. So Ryan Jeffers, somebody to get for the Yankees. And last but not least, the player the Yankees should get is Mason Miller. The guy is an absolute stud and is baseball's most dominant closer. The guy has 28 saves with an ERA of 0.79. You heard that correctly. 0.79 with a whip of 0.79 and 85 Ks. The guy will be absolutely the best arm out of the bullpen, as you can see by where he would rank if he were to join the Yankees bullpen. To me, this is not a luxury. To me, this is an absolute get. It will make David Bednar a settlement where he will be even more electrifying. It will move Fernando Cruz to somewhere around the 7th inning, where again he will be even more electrifying. So Mason Miller has been tied to the Yankees before when they failed to trade for him in the past, but it seems that the love affair has not gone away, and Brian Cashman has been tied to him as well. We do not know if the Yankees are willing to part with the kind of package that it's going to take to get a Mason Miller, but nonetheless, they're tied to him. They have been linked to this player, and I will be all for it. I do not like to give up a whole lot for relievers, not named Mariano Rivera, but if there's ever a guy to make an exception for, I think Mason Miller is that guy. He's just a special guy, special arm coming out of the bullpen, and it's going to take a lot, but if the Yankees are to trade for Mason Miller, I wouldn't be too upset. Prospects are suspects until they're proven. So it is what it is. These are the 3 players I think the Yankees should absolutely get. Tell me why you think about it. Tell me if you think they're gonna get them. Tell me why you might disagree as to whether they should get them or not. I think the case is pretty clear as to why these 3 players should be added to the Yankees. I think in order for them to consider themselves true championship contenders, they should add, if not these players, a combination of these players, because the Yankees, as you can see, their lineup is really anemic. I mean, they beat up on very good pitching, bad pitching, which is why their numbers sometimes they get inflated and they look the way they look, but if they're not really that good. Is a 220 hitter or a 205 hitter is just not a good hitter. I don't care how many home runs he hits. If you get 500 to 600 plate appearances and you're trying to pull the ball and you're a major league baseball player, you're gonna hit it anywhere to 30 to 35 home runs. It's gonna happen. So that's not a very good indication of a good player. To me, a good hitter is Luis Arraez, batting 331. If you put this guy in the middle of the lineup, he's gonna have even more RBIs because he's gonna be knocking people in. The only way to get RBIs is not by hitting home runs. So tell me what you think in the comments below. Rizal Rice, Ryan Jeffers, Mason Miller. Do you think the Yankees will trade for these guys? Should they? Will they? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. I try to put together an entertaining video, running into a lot of technical difficulties, but hey, we're gonna do it. We're gonna talk sports. These are the 3 players that the Yankees need. Tell me what you think about this list. Tell me if you disagree, and tell me who you think the Yankees should trade for instead, or who you think they will trade for instead. And stay tuned for the next video. Until next time, it's your boy Mike Santos on the mic for Mike Santos Sports Podcast. Peace.